Steel sheets being cut to precision. This plant in western Maharashtra, owned by Uttam Galwa Company, specializes in making diverse steel products for a variety of consumer-facing sectors like automobiles, consumer durables and infrastructure. Steel czar Lakshmi Mittal owns a third of this company. But despite the strong backing, it's finding it difficult to make profits, much like the rest of the manufacturing sector.
The high cost of interest leaves companies like Uttam Galwa with little money at the end of the day to invest in new products. But at the same time, these companies are cautious about spending as economic uncertainty still looms over the industry.
Well, it's been, quite frankly, quite a struggle. And from a steel maker point of view, we get quite a macro picture because we're supplying to a very diverse customer base. And the answer that's coming out is that everyone seems to be struggling over the past couple of years, and we're not expecting any respite over the next year or so either.
Those were the concerns of the industry, but on the other hand, the Indian Central Bank has been resisting the idea of a rate cut because of high inflation. Now, high inflation is primarily driven by high food prices, which the Reserve Bank says is affecting the normal people on the streets. So I'm here in a food market in Mumbai with Mrs. Gaikwad, who has a family of 6, and I'm going to go with her food shopping to find out how has really high food prices impacted her day-to-day life. Namaste, Mrs. Gaikwad. तो shopping करने चले?
हाँ चलिए
चलिए आइए then.
I asked her, how expensive is it to buy vegetables now?
सर जैसे ये लेडी फिंगर है
I have stopped buying okra and beans as they've become more expensive. I've now switched to cheaper vegetables like brinjal and cauliflower.
इसका प्राइस बढ़ गया जैसे इसका प्राइस बढ़ गया है पहले हम सैटरडे संडे डेली
Before I used to purchase fish every Saturday and Sunday, but now since the price has gone up, we cook fish only twice a month.
महीने में मोस्टली 2 बार बनाती हूँ
Even though inflation has shown signs of moderation over the last 3 months, food inflation still remains high. The government's recent decision to increase diesel prices to control the widening fiscal deficit may push inflation up again. But many economists feel that the Indian Central Bank should lower rates to give a boost to the flagging economy.
In a situation like this, when the industry is not doing that well, and the pricing power in industry, in the economy in general is so very low, even if food prices remains high going ahead for the next few months, looking at the growth trajectory which is so very weak at this juncture, RBI should start to rebalance its growth and inflation priorities a bit, start easing at a tempered dose.
The upcoming central bank's monetary policy decision will be a crucial one. With India set to record its lowest economic growth in a decade, there would be intense pressure on the Reserve Bank of India to change its stance. But given its track record over the last 2 years, it won't come as a surprise if it decides to wait a little more longer before it makes the rate cut.